Welcome to the latest episode of Bandofla. I'm your host, Fevzi Hussein, and this is episode 57. I'm always happy when we get really nice guests, and there's no other guest who makes me smile and sends so much love, radiates love and positive energy to a lot of people that follow this guy. I'm delighted to introduce you to Erkin Guney A.K.A Egg. Egg, welcome to the show.
How's it going, man?
It's good, man. It's good. I mean, Egg, we came to the mosque. You're the chair of the Ramadan Masjid in Dalston.
Yeah.
Shacklewell Lane Mosque as well. Some people know it as.
Yeah. I can't see you. Hang on a minute. Something's gone on. Oh, actually, that's it. That's better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chairman of the first Turkish Cypriot mosque in the United Kingdom, established by our dads. I say our dads because it was our community then. It was Dad Ramadan Guney, and it wasn't something I planned. My journey was completely different. However, I think I found my calling. I'm at the mosque. I'm a funeral director there. And I try and do my best for the community, all that stuff. The homeless, the needy. We have a big drug problem locally in Hackney. So I try and help out all the young guys. I've been down that road myself and it's the long way round. It doesn't work. It's a waste of time and money. But, that was part of the journey for me. So, yeah, I'm based in Dalston.
Now, you are a very colourful character, if I may say, and people wouldn't, it's never good to generalise or stereotype, but if someone met you, they wouldn't probably, first impressions wouldn't link them to you running a mosque, given what an amazing person you are. You are a very, very liberal guy. Your partner is Jewish, and these are qualities that wouldn't normally be associated with someone running a mosque. So I think that needs to be acknowledged and celebrated.
Thank you.
So what we wanted to touch on today, Egg, is we popped up to see you at the mosque a few weeks ago, and you highlighted a problem with some of the facilities, and specifically the toilets. And obviously you have many people who come to your mosque to pray, and you're very keen to try and get some disabled friendly toilets set up. Now, we've started a campaign on Bandofla, and we're putting out a massive call out to any builders in the area, in the London area. We've had a couple of inquiries, but they haven't been followed through. And just give our listeners an indication of why this is so important for us to get this done.
All right, I just need to give you a little bit of background as well. It's really important that the community understand, or anyone that's watching this, that we have been labelled the most progressive mosque probably on the planet because my wife is Jewish. I'm a Stokey boy. I'm a London boy. I've come from a different walk. The mosque role for the community, and it's not just Muslims, it's everybody. And like you said, my wife's Jewish. We celebrate 40 years of being together on April the 6th, which is her birthday. Wow. I met her on her birthday. So
happy anniversary for next week from Bandofla.
I'm a lucky man, thank you. And it's important that we never planned to be running this mosque, okay, because of the stigma around certain energies around religion. And it was something that I was really challenged with. Now, I've grown up in the club scene. I used to have a nightclub, and a lot of my friends musically, mum had a record shop, all that kind of stuff. So we're kind of very grounded in what our journey is and what our purpose is. Me ending up at the mosque, trust me, it was an argument with God and I lost. So I had to accept the calling. All right. So, and and I did found a very profound peace, which was something that was missing in my journey. And I've done a lot of things. I've been blessed with going around the world a couple of times, Porsche companies, recording studios, record shops, all that kind of stuff, all the colourful stuff. But none of it actually gave me the peace that I needed internally. So we've ended up with the mosque. And the mosque is very independent. It's not affiliated with any cults or any groups. We've taken it to a very modern, progressive level. And so because of that attitude and that view, we don't get the support that we should from the Turkish government, the Cyprus government. There are politics and issues, and we don't have any of that energy because we have to remain impartial to everybody, whether you're black, white, Christian, Jew, lesbian, gay, it doesn't matter to us. All right. We are also in the capacity of funeral director. So we do what we do for our community with the vibration of love and good intention. Now, the mosque is struggling. When you say mosque, people go religion, don't want to know. And they're right because of the other mosques' behaviours and their extreme attitudes. And I don't think they realise their ignorance and their mentalities when they're trying to get their spiritual message across, you know. And especially at a time of funeral, we are very delicate and very empathetic and understanding about what that journey means. You know, when you lose someone, you know, I lost mum on New Year's Day 92. Dad passed away 17 years. I'm still fighting to bury him. I deal with the whole community's grief, and I'm very humbled and honoured because I understand that journey in itself is very, very fragile. It's very delicate. So it is all about love. And I think your words have to be very careful. So we have these views, these understandings, and our doors are open to the wider community. And that means we may have Hindus, we may have Buddhist monks, we may have multicultural events which offend other people. But these are ways that we reach out to the wider community and try and incorporate our spiritual stuff, our support, our love. And so we're struggling financially because we don't get the backup. We're frowned upon, but we're leaders. We are trying to lead the way spiritually because ultimately there is no difference between any of us. We come in the same, we're all going the same, and we should respect the most sacred journey in its entirety. And I say it again and again, it's all about love. So yeah, we're struggling. We're struggling with donations. We'll collect a couple £100 every Friday, which is not enough. We've got to pay the cleaner, who's not a volunteer, who's a good Christian, 40 quid a day because he comes in and cleans. And we pay the Hodja another 40, 50 quid to pray on a Friday. And that don't leave you much change.
Well, it all adds up, Egg, doesn't it? Because they're probably bills at the smaller end. Because I know you've got some very substantial bills at the mosque.
We've raised a lot of money over the years. We had to do the roof, which cost us a hell of a lot of money, and we need to do the floor. We need to do the toilets. We need to prioritise. So our toilets and disabled access for our community, because again, we are dealing with the most vulnerable. We need help. You know, we need the support and the help there at the moment. That's our focus.
Okay. Now, people listening to you will feel your energy, brother. You know, you just make me smile. You radiate that love. I know that's
I love you, man. I love you, man.
It's a big mantra of yours. You know, we get that, and it's you know, for people watching, for our viewers, this guy, the way he runs the mosque, and you know you're very well connected with other leaders in the Islamic world, people at the Al-Aqsa Mosque.
Yeah, I know the president there, President Omar. He's a personal friend of mine.
Yeah, and we had Mozambique, who was a detainee at Guantanamo Bay. He gave us a brilliant interview, and he sent you his love as well. So
Bless him, man.
you're very well connected, and I really hope people do respond to this appeal, because you know, I'm passionate about trying to get your toilet sorted out, so it's, you know, disabled people with disabilities can use that, because you have to have those facilities.
Well, it restricts us as a mosque, right, to serve our community, because there are a lot of disadvantage in our community.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that are wheelchair bound, and those are the people that get ignored, and we don't want that. We want them to embrace them. You know, if they went into other mosques, they wouldn't let them in with their wheelchairs because they're worried about dirt in their carpet.
Yeah.
We don't have them hang-ups. You know, we like I said, we want to make it as easy as possible. So when a disabled person does come, toilet facilities are there. The
Yeah.
washing facilities are there. You know, it's dated now. The building's a 1903 building. We've been there since 1977. It's 2023.
Yeah. And just a little bit of history. There's an interesting story that you shared with me. Obviously, prior to the mosque becoming a mosque, it was a synagogue.
Synagogue, yeah, it was a synagogue, and ironically, we've still got some of the artifacts in there. The Star of David in stained glass. We've got in the roof.
Stunning.
We've got some Hebrew writing, and you know, the wife's Jewish. Her grandparents got married in the synagogue when it was a synagogue. So it's part of the community, and you know, it's we all have a relationship with this building. We ignore it. We walk past it. We don't even know it's there. Some people go, "Oh, I didn't know this was here," but it is actually a Rothschild building, and it has. I have a lot of the Jewish community come and visit and go, "Oh, my grandparents or my parents got married here," and stuff like that. And we're really happy to open doors and share their memories.
Yeah.
You know, because it's what it's all about, isn't it?
That's beautiful that there's this inclusive you know, message, a really powerful message. And it is a beautiful building. The roof is stunning. If you go inside, the lighting and the effects, it is a real treasure in Dalston. And I think if people listening are in the North London area, you should definitely pay the mosque a visit. Yeah. So what we've got, we've got someone's donated some Arsenal memorabilia. I say memorabilia. It's a really nice pennant. And it's got a certificate of authenticity given to us by the Arsenal football.
What is it? Is it a top?
No, it's a pennant. It's the, you know what they exchange at the beginning of football matches, the two captains.
Okay, yeah, cool.
So we're going to be auctioning that, and it will go to the highest bidder. So hopefully there'll be some money raised. I think what we'll look to do is probably set up a specific crowdfunding page for the mosque as well, for the toilets, because we need to push this campaign, because we're keen to help you, because you're an amazing person, you do amazing work, and you deserve the support, brother. So
really appreciate that. We've got I just want to highlight saying, look, Minavedeza, who I call Mum, who's wheelchair bound, she does a lot of cooking. She does all the cooking for us. And when I say all the cooking for us, she's an amazing lady. She's wheelchair bound, and she prepares the food for the homeless. So she not only prepares the food for the homeless, she prepares the food for when we're doing services, memorial services, Mevlit prayers and stuff like that. So getting her at the mosque is one thing. Making her comfortable is something else. And I feel embarrassed that I have to take her over to Nando's if I can to use the toilets, or it's not dignified trying to get to the toilet for a lady in a wheelchair. So this is a current situation that we're faced, and it's restricting us, because if we had that facility, it will allow us to encourage people with disabilities to come to the mosque and not have that worry or that concern. Because that's the first thing they ask me: have you got disabled toilets? I've got ramps. I haven't got disabled toilets. Got access. Bit of a struggle, and you lose the dignity and the integrity for the person, you know. And so it's ain't hanging over our heads. I just wanted to point that one out.
Definitely, listeners, look, come on, dig into your pockets and help us get this this mission sorted out, because we're going to keep plugging it until we get some.
Or if there's any builders that can do the job, it is a bit of a big job because it's a downstairs job. It needs looking, or anyone that's got the qualifications to come in and do the job, and they look after us, and we'll slowly raise the money that way.
Yeah, definitely. All right. I mean, have you got the details for if people want to make a payment via backs to the charity?
I ain't got a clue. I don't. This is
we'll share it. We'll share it on our page.
All right. I'll have to ask my wife, because my wife takes care of all of that kind of stuff. I don't have the headspace for. I was struggling to connect to Zoom, mate. You know.
Well, you got there, mate. That's the main thing.
I did get, yeah. So,
I mean, what we're, you know, I think we covered the Jammy and the appeal, and we're definitely going to plug that separately as well. Okay, so I'll link up with your wife Mel as well and get those details so we can share it.
She's the governor. She's the unrecognised angel behind the scenes, and she does make all the services that we do. She's actually the backbone of the mosque. So we have a little laugh and a joke. When I'm not at the mosque, my Jewish wife is running the mosque.
Well, I mean, I think the community knows the amazing role that Mel plays in terms of helping.
She's an angel.
Through what is normally a very, very, you know, upsetting period for families when they're laying loved ones to rest. So big respect and big love. Right, Egg is actually quite a way away from London at the moment, and it's really good that he's managed to connect. And he's in a lovely part of the world called Cyprus. He's actually in North Cyprus. And Egg, I'm going to answer you because we want to give our viewers.
Do you want me to show you where I am?
Yeah, take a step outside your car and give.
Can I just touch on some of the situation?
Yeah.
Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus has been living under embargoes for the last 50 years. All right. And we've suffered, our people have suffered. But our island is the island of love. It is the most beautiful place on earth. Now I'm gonna just turn my phone around so you can have a little look where I am.
Wow. What part of the island is that, Egg?
So there's a little church there. I want to just show this. Sorry, slow down. So you've got the sea view. You've got the mountain view. All right, all the way.
Stunning mountains.
It's beautiful. So where I am I'm near Kaplıca. Kaplıca is on the Guinea Road, Tatlısu, that way. So it's beautiful.
Kind of north of North Cyprus, isn't it?
It's the north of North Cyprus. And if you love driving, or if you love just coastline, it's got one of the longest coastlines that you can drive down right the way through. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And it's very healing. And it's quite cheap here at the moment. If you've got pounds, it's 22 TL to the pound. So you cash in 500 quid and you're coming out of there. You need a security van to take the money away. it comes out about 12,000 TL, which, you know, you can live like a king out here. The apartments are cheap as well, and they're going up because it's a good place to invest, to have a second holiday home. Food produce. I love this island, you know.
I was going to say, you've got some sampled delights. What was that you're showing? Is that zeytinli ekmek?
This is zeytinli and hellinli, mate. This is lumpy olives and cheese. This is culture, man. This is tradition. I love this. I've been eating this all morning.
That's the best breakfast.
Yeah. So my top half of my belly's growing. But the culture, the food, the hospitality, the views are breathtaking. If you're thinking about buying a second home, or you need a holiday home, or you've had enough of all the crap in London,
Yeah.
it's a good place to start. You could buy something, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 120K, by the sea, live the
Yeah.
rest of your beautiful
Apartments are
time.
even cheaper, aren't they? Apartments are even
It's
cheaper.
60 grand,
Yeah.
brand new flats. I mean, there's apartments all over the place. There's a lot of investment here going on. We've got everyone coming here. Everyone wants a piece of the island.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it has got politics. To come here, you fly through Turkey to Ercan, or you can fly to Larnaca from Heathrow, which is what I do. I do the Larnaca trip because it's 4 hours instead of 6.
Yeah.
And then there's a 45-minute drive, and I'm at home. I mean, I'm staying in Famagusta at the moment, but
Not even 45 minutes. It's about half an hour from Larnaca, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about really taking the time,
Yeah.
because once you get here, you just want to absorb the energy, the love, the vibration, the culture, the tradition. It's a beautiful place, man. And this is why we got embargoes on it, because unfortunately, we're the underdogs, we're the Turkish Cypriots, but this is our homeland. The British want a peace, the Americans want a peace, the UN's want a peace, everybody wants a peace. And with all of that, they've left us with nothing.
Unfortunately, wherever the British have gone in the past as part of their colonial history, they've normally left a trail of devastation.
They've left a mess. They've left us in a mess.
But
And,
don't get me started on that one, because I'll get on the soapbox.
Well, the problem is, and, again, I grew up in that arena, like we all did. I've got a lot of Turkish and Greek Cypriot friends. And I think the final thing was to split us up because they didn't want Cyprus to be an independent island. So all the animosity, and the British come in and they left us with a mess. And we're still trying to clean it up.
Absolutely. All right, listen, we're coming to the end, because I've got to get to the Arsenal game. We're playing Leeds. I've got a ticket for today. So
okay, cool, man.
But before we go, Egg, I want to touch on a very kind of serious subject, and something which has affected so many people around the world. I know when you went back to North Cyprus after the tragic events in Turkey and North Syria, and we lost so many of our children.
We lost 48 people from one village, 48 children, 3 mothers and parents, 2 teachers.
Now, just I know you're a massively spiritual person, and I know this probably will be a bit difficult, but one of the first things you did when you went back to Cyprus after that was to go to one of the main cemeteries in Famagusta.
I went there, yeah.
Yeah, what was that like to experience that?
I've got to tell you, I deal with a lot of pain on a daily basis, a lot of grief. It left me speechless, really. I mean, I felt real sorrow. I was looking at all of those graves of them kids, and there was 2 volleyball teams, and these are young kids. They're like 15, 13, 14.
Yeah.
And they've gone out and they've played their game. They've won. They celebrated. And I even went as far as meeting the head of the rescue operation, Erkin, who's from here, who went out there to bring out our ones back. And I was doing a live, and he said, "You got to switch off for a minute." And we had a personal talk, and it just broke me down. And going to the cemetery and praying, there are bits of footage that I didn't put up because you've still got the families, they're grieving. There's so much sadness, so much sorrow. One of the men who lost his wife and his kids, he tried to commit suicide a couple of times.
It's, I mean, it's incredible, the pain and suffering, and
it's bad.
We touched on it, and I hope the government are doing something to help people with the pain, with kind of counselling and stuff. We spoke to.
I hope the government is, but you know my political views. I don't have that much faith because I haven't seen any truth out of any government at the moment. All they, I don't want to go there,
Yeah,
but all I can say is all of the prayers from everybody, even when you're holding them in your thoughts, they receive the benefit of that on your intention and your vibration of love and prayers really does help. I mean, I try to do my best, but I've got to tell you, that is a wound that is going to be hard to heal. 48 of those children and the three mothers and the two teachers, and the tragedy in Syria, we're still struggling. We're working with GRT to take food and accessories to the Syrian side. We've been told not to go to the Turkish side because they're dealing with it. So we've got a couple of teams going out there. But to be honest with you, it's a tragedy that we don't even know. We don't get an indication when this is going to happen or anything like that. And then 1 minute your life is on this journey and the next minute it's all over. You don't know whether you're coming or going. And the sadness and the grief behind that there are no words.
Yeah. Well, let's have a few moments of quiet reflection as we remember those people. So let's just have some quiet reflection for all those people that we lost and people watching. If you can.
Allah cover it. May the divine accept our prayers and our blessings.
Indeed, it's gonna take a long while for people to even begin to come to terms with that. So, all right, Egg, listen, I really appreciate you coming on to Bandofla. It's been a long time coming, and I know you're going through a particular journey which we can't talk about at the moment, but I really hope that soon we are going to be able to talk about it in a very positive.
We will be. We are making progress. I can't talk about shit. I've been told off a few times because I'm so dealing with a lot of difficulty at the moment that shouldn't have happened to us.
Yeah.
But
when that journey concludes, when that particular journey is concluded, we want you back on this podcast.
I definitely need to share that because I don't believe that we're the only people or family that's experienced what I'm experiencing. And I'm hoping that this journey that I'm on now, the reason why I'm here, I'll root out all the rotten bits and to try and make it a better place for our children.
Inshallah.
Right.
We're in the holy month of Ramadan. So we're delighted to bring our viewers this particular podcast, episode number 57. Erkin Guney, all the way from North Cyprus, massive character, always got a smile on his face, always radiates love. Do check out the campaign for us to try and get those disabled toilets sorted out at the Shacklewell Lane Mosque in Dalston. Erkin, thank you for joining Bandofla. Peace and love to all our viewers watching. Over and out.